the premises of the project and the results of phase one. The legal and regulatory environment in the United States continues to allow commercial and industrial products to contain asbestos. Regulations instituted by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration allow the presence of asbestos in bulk construction materials and drinking water, and exposures of workers to airborne fibers. State laws vary in certain ways, such as requirements for product labeling and notification to building occupants. All in all, these restrictions and the manner in which they're enforced offer little protection to individual Americans from exposure to asbestos. And by the way, I would say that we export products that contain asbestos still, apparently. We continue to do so, so we're not protecting people overseas either. Public awareness of the continuing health threat from asbestos exposure is woefully lacking, as Brent said. The news media generally treat the entire topic as old news. They're not interested. The public generally believes, with a few exceptions notably, the public generally believes that asbestos was banned in the 70s. The advocacy community has generally believed that some 3,000 asbestos-containing products remain on the market related to the construction and automotive industries. Such non-specific and conflicting information has offered little guidance to reduce the threat. And in fact, such a combination of limited regulation and limited awareness has posed the potential for unreported asbestos content and contamination in everyday products on American store shelves. In response to this concern, this project was undertaken to develop and publicize trustworthy data on the presence of asbestos in products in America's domestic and export markets. The initial focus is on a broad range of products used for ordinary purposes in households, especially by homemakers and children. The results are being made available with scientific integrity and openness to the media, research institutions, consumer advocacy organizations, and government agencies. To perform the testing, ADAO engaged the Scientific Analytical Institute, a privately owned independent testing laboratory. ADAO and SAI identified broad categories of suspect products for investigation. To ensure that our results would be scientifically valid, ADAO convened its Science Advisory Board to establish technical rules for the test program. To simplify outside review and acceptance of our results, the project is applying the EPA's standard test method for determining asbestos content of bulk building materials. The samples are examined by a combination of polarized light microscopy and transmission electron microscopy. Polarized light microscopes are the type that a person looks through to see a magnified image of an object, and transmission electron microscopes use high-energy electrons instead of light to produce detailed images of objects at the atomic scale. 2 additional independent laboratories have been engaged to verify SAI's findings of asbestos content, and the project rules require confirmation of results by all 3 labs before they're published. To summarize phase 1, we tested over 250 different suspect products from a broad range of categories, including food, drugs, toiletries, cosmetics, hardware, cleansers, garden products, and children's toys. SAI identified asbestos in various forms and concentrations in 18 of these products. Of these, 8 were confirmed by either of the secondary labs, and 5 of these were confirmed by all 3 labs in phase 1. We announced these results in a press conference in November of 2007 at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., and we sent a full report on phase 1 to the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission and the EPA. These are the 5 products that were discussed at the press conference: Planet Toys CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit, DAP 33 Window Glazing, DAP Crack Shot Spackling Paste, Scotch High Performance Duct Tape, and Gardner Leak Stopper Roof Patch in a form that lists asbestos as an ingredient. Our announcement garnered significant press attention at the time. As a result of the press coverage, public awareness of ADAO's efforts and of asbestos issues increased. One product, the Planet Toys CSI Fingerprint Examination Kit, was subsequently investigated by state government laboratories in Connecticut and New York, in confirming ADAO's results and ultimately causing the product to be pulled from store shelves. I'll have a little footnote for that in a moment. ADAO's communications with congressional delegations favorably influenced the language of draft legislation to ban asbestos in the U.S. during the last session of Congress and helped to win support for such legislation. These public, corporate, and governmental reactions to our test results strongly support the premise of this project. The fact that asbestos is still legal in the U.S. does not cause public outrage or even excessive concern, but actually revealing the presence of asbestos in everyday products may very well do so. Now, the Planet Toys product, as you know, was pulled off the market. However, it wasn't quite pulled off the market. There are still resellers out selling it. Steve Clayson happened to put a blog on his website a couple of days ago pointing out that Amazon.com was still selling, I believe through a third party, I'm not sure, still selling the kit. He was successful in getting Amazon to pull that off their site. So thanks to him for doing that, and then thanks to Amazon for stepping up. This just shows how difficult the problem is. You know, the awareness is so low, and it's very easy for someone to sell a consumer product containing asbestos. Sean continues to tell me periodically about products being submitted to his lab for testing. I think sometimes those contacts are as a result of awareness from our project. He tells me of a lamp that was purchased on the stores of a certain very large retailer, imported from China, containing significant amounts of asbestos. So, you know, the problem just continues, and I think we need to continue to build the awareness. So we moved into phase 2, and I'll briefly discuss the status of that work. We had purchased our phase 1 samples primarily in late 2006, that's how far back we go, about a year before announcing the test results. In view of the modest funds remaining in the project budget for phase 2, we have undertaken to determine whether new samples of certain of those triple confirmed products might still contain asbestos. Our project team encountered a change when one of the secondary labs, Bureau Veritas North America, declined to continue for business reasons. They were replaced by FiberQuant Incorporated of Phoenix, Arizona. Phase 2 product testing is currently in progress, using essentially the same test methodology as was used in phase 1. We anticipate publishing the phase 2 results upon achieving triple confirmation of test results as before. After I wrote this, I can tell you, at least verbally, I understand we do have the triple confirmation, but pending review by the scientific advisory panel, we're not going to announce the results. Taken as a whole, ADAO's product testing project has established that hidden asbestos is present in a variety of common household products on American store shelves, including children's toys. Use of such products in normal activities in homes and gardens or anywhere else may unwittingly expose homemakers, children, and others to asbestos. Asbestos is not just a workplace hazard, but must be considered a hazard in homes, schools, and workplaces where suspect products are used. An effective ban on asbestos must address its presence both as an intentional ingredient and as an unintentional contaminant. Ensuring compliance with such a ban will require a robust, mandatory, and ongoing product testing program at the national level. And in closing, I wish to acknowledge the indispensable contributions of the people listed here to the success of this project, and to thank ADAO for providing a vehicle for this effort and for allowing me to participate.